Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about upcoming severe weather and snow in today's video here, so let's get into things here. Okay, here's today's video agenda. First, National Weather Service alerts. Second, radar view. Third, tomorrow's forecast. Fourth, severe weather forecast. And then fifth, our winter weather forecast here from the same system causing our severe weather here. So let's get into today's video here. Here's the National Weather Service alerts as of right now. We see red flag warnings for most of Texas and two areas of Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico there. We also see some freeze watches in effect here around North Carolina. We also see some more storm watches up here near Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Also see some wind advisories here for areas in Nevada, Arizona, Utah, California, and some winter weather advisories, in fact, for some areas here around Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, even some areas of California. That same storm system that's going to be moving into the Great Plains, into the southeast with that severe weather threat here. So let's get into tomorrow's forecast. But first, before we get into that, we are first going to look at the radar view. We see there's nothing going on really too much in the Midwest into the Central Plains here. We're really not seeing too much going on. Some high pressures have built in, so we haven't really seen too much going on. Maybe a few flurries for some areas of Iowa and Missouri, but really nothing too big. Probably not even touching the ground for some areas. Even the southeast pretty dry. Nothing going on. No rain, no showers or anything. The Northeast, it looks like we do have a few flurries, but not anything too big going on as of right now. For the western part of the United States, that's a different story. We see quite a bit of precipitation. They're not quite widespread, but they are isolated in spots of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana. And then as we go down near Nevada and California, where we're seeing that storm system that'll be moving into the Central Plains here in California, we're seeing quite a bit of rain, scattered rain showers for California, so we are seeing some rain showers going on there. And the same storm system will be moving over here into the Midwest and Great Plains over the next day or so, causing that severe weather threat that we're going to be talking about later in the video here. Here's tomorrow's forecast. High temperatures here. We're seeing some very warm temperatures here for areas of the Great Plains into the southeast here for tomorrow. Part of the reason of this is because of our severe weather threat here. We are going to see a cold front move through, and with that, we're going to first see some warm temperatures before that cold front comes through here Tuesday night for these areas. So we are going to see 85 here. We're going to get close to 90, looks like down there in Texas here. We may hit close to 90. Also here near Florida, potentially getting near 90. And some 80s here for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. So some warm weather with probably some moisture here, so it's going to feel muggy for some of these areas, especially here in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri, because we're going to have dew points near 60, plus the warm air going on here, so we are going to see a muggy day for some of these areas before these severe storms move through. For areas of the upper Midwest into the Northeast here, we're seeing some cooler temperatures here, around 40s, even in the Northeast, 29 as a high tomorrow, so it's not going to be real warm up there in the Northeast here, so we are seeing that going on. Also in the western part of the United States, we're seeing some warm temperatures around 60s, even near 70 near California here, so we are seeing some warm temperatures going on for these areas in the western part of the United States, and then the mountain snow area that goes from Idaho all the way down to Colorado. So we are seeing around 40s here, some 50s in some areas. So some cooler temperatures around that area. Here's tomorrow's low temperatures here, and we're seeing some quite warm temperatures here, making it all the way up to Iowa here for March here. We're seeing around 57 for central Missouri here, up near Iowa, probably around 60s, getting close to that. Then down here near Texas, we're near 70 degrees as the low here for some areas in Texas here. So very, very warm, and you can see that cold front moving through here. So enjoy those warm temperatures at night. Usually you don't see that warm temperatures for some of these areas at night, so enjoy that tonight before the cold front comes through. So enjoy that tomorrow night there. Also in the western part of the United States, around 40s, so maybe not near 60s or 50s, but around 40s here. Some areas may make it up to 50, like California, but most of the areas are near 40s, maybe upper 40s here for some of these areas. But down here in California, Nevada, Arizona, we're seeing around 56 here, so we're going to see a little bit warmer temperatures down there. Also see some cooler temperatures here for areas of the upper Midwest here. Moving into the Northeast, we see some cooler temperatures, especially up near the Northeast. We see near 18 degrees in some areas up here, so we are seeing a cold time up there in the Northeast here, so we're seeing that going on. Here is our future radar. We're going to watch as this disturbance over here will be moving into the central U.S. here, causing more snow for areas of the Midwest here. Then we are going to see that severe weather threat spike up down here in the south here, so we are going to have to watch for some severe weather here. We're going to have to watch very closely, but before that, we're going to see some snow in Colorado, some snow try to develop all the way up in Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, Minnesota, some heavy snow. Then we're going to see that severe weather develop down here in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri potentially here. We could see some stronger storms try to develop here, so we are going to have to watch that over the next little bit here. Here is our severe weather forecast for SPC Day 2. Here we have no threat today, luckily, no thunderstorms expected, or at least no severe storms. But for Day 2, we have a marginal risk. It's a pretty big one. It goes all the way up to close to Minnesota here for March here. And then we're seeing a slight risk, 2 out of 5 on the scale, from Texas all the way up to Iowa and Minnesota here. So we are going to see a threat of severe weather here, making it as far north close to Omaha here. So it's going to get very close to Omaha. 5% chance of tornadoes and 15% chance of wind and hail. No ZIG has been issued as of right now of recording this video here, but tomorrow it's possible we could get ZIG, maybe enhanced risk for wind here, but really the tornado threat won't be too big. Maybe the wind threat may upgrade to enhanced risk, but right now it's not looking too big here for Day 2. Our bigger threat is going to be SPC Day 3. Before we look at that, we're going to look here at our tornado risk. We do have a 2% chance of tornadoes here. We also have a 5% chance also for this brown region. Some of those areas in that is in the 2%, Wichita, Kansas, Garland, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. So Topeka, Kansas. Some areas in the 5% are Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Arlington, Texas. So those are some of the cities. Total population here is around 8,341,277 here. So we are going to see quite a few people in this 5% risk here. So probably about 8 million according to what this says. So we are going to watch that very closely. Okay, as we move into SPC Day 3, this is when we have a better chance of severe weather. We have a marginal risk issued, a very big one. We also have a pretty big slight risk also. Then we even have a pretty big, actually, enhanced risk too. Here, a 3 out of 5 on the scale for Day 3 here. So tomorrow's Day 2 and it's a slight risk, but for Day 3 here, we have an enhanced risk. That's a 3 out of 5 here. So we had a rare 30% chance issued over the weekend here, and we still have enhanced risk still issued. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did issue a moderate risk at some time eventually in the next few days. Here we are going to have to watch that very, very closely. Some of the areas in this enhanced risk are Jackson, Mississippi, to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Monroe, Louisiana, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Alexandria, Louisiana. So those are some of the people enhanced. In the slight risk, we have Memphis, Tennessee, New Orleans, Louisiana. So in New Orleans, you will have to watch. You remember we did have a tornado near New Orleans about a week ago here. So if you're in New Orleans, just be careful. Watch the radar. Birmingham, Alabama, in that slight risk. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Montgomery, Alabama, and then marginal risk we have Nashville, Atlanta, St. Louis, Louisville, and Columbus, Georgia here. So we are seeing those areas in that marginal risk. So we have a pretty big risk here for day 3. So we will continue to watch this over the next few days. Here is our probabilistic outlook here. We have 5% chance here. We have 15% chance here. And then we have that 30% chance, meaning enhanced risk here. And we actually have a significant issued here for day 3, meaning significant severe weather is possible in that hatched area in Louisiana all the way to Mississippi there. So in that black region, we could see damaging winds, potentially getting close to 75 maybe. Large hail, probably not going to be too big of a hail threat if it's a linear line. We will have to watch maybe for some large hail. And then probably tornadoes here. We are going to have to watch for some tornadoes going on for this area. So we will continue to monitor this over the next few days. Start getting prepared now. Be prepared. Don't be scared here. Is the catchphrase they say. Okay, here is our SPC day 4. We have rare 15% chance also issued all the way down to South Carolina, all the way up here to Philadelphia and New Jersey. Here we are seeing a 15% chance issued for severe weather. So as I mentioned a minute ago, near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is in that risk. Baltimore, Maryland, I believe. Washington, D.C., Virginia Beach, Virginia. So some of those areas in that 15% chance. A total population 27 million in that. So we are going to have to watch here for potentially some severe weather for day 4 here. 27 million people potentially in this risk of severe weather. So we are going to have to watch this very closely if you're up near the Northeast here. Okay, here is our reflectivity here. We're going to see some storms try to develop in Texas, Oklahoma. So move into Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana. Then move into Mississippi, Alabama. And then it'll start weakening here. Looks like potentially tomorrow night. Looks like it'll weaken in Alabama, Georgia. We may still have a damaging wind threat, but it's not looking as big after it reaches that time there. So we will have to watch that very closely here for correction here for Wednesday night into Thursday, because I know I said tomorrow just a minute ago, so I'm very sorry about that. I meant here for Wednesday night into Thursday, so we'll have to watch that closely. Also have snow on the other side of things here, so we're going to be seeing snow. Okay, here is our 12 kilometer. I wanted to show this just to show you guys the 15% chance area. But looking at this, we're in the NWS. It doesn't look like we're seeing too much going on actually in that 15% chance region. May have a few thunderstorms, so we'll have to watch that. But right now, it's looking kind of a scattered threat, so I wouldn't be surprised if they kept that as a slight risk for now. It's not seeming like a too big widespread event going on here, because for some of those areas, I'm not really seeing too much going on according to the NAM12K. That may just be here, the NAM12K just showing a little bit of rain showers and stuff, but still we will have to watch this over the next few days. This may just be the model here, but we will continue to watch this. I'll probably provide updates tomorrow also, so I'll try my best here. Okay, here is our instability here. We're going to see that instability move into Kansas and Missouri, so we will have about 1,000 joules per kilogram. That's definitely enough for severe weather here. But the thing is, with that, most of the storms are actually going to be in Oklahoma and Texas. That's where we'll have most of the storms around this time. There won't be too many storms developing here in Kansas and Missouri. Most of them will be down here in Oklahoma and Texas, and we have about 100, but not quite 1,000 down there. Maybe getting close to 1,000, but not quite 1,000 down there. So most of our instability will be a lot more north than most of the storms are going to be, according to the M3K at least. But we will have to watch these storms down here in Texas and Oklahoma, because there's still instability, meaning storms are possible here. So that line, as you can tell, there's a line moving through that'll take up that instability. But as we head into Wednesday here, we are going to see that instability build back up near 1,000 joules per kilogram. The good news is it's not looking like we're going to see near 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. It's looking like maybe 1,000 joules per kilogram, but it's not showing like 2,000, nothing insane like last week's event with quite a few severe weather events that caused tornadoes. But we had about 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. This event, we do have 1,000, so we will have to watch or some strong severe thunderstorms, because 1,000 is all you need for severe weather. But we don't have the big cape like we had last week near 2,000, 3,000 joules per kilogram. So that is some good news with the severe weather here, but we will still have to watch this here. Even though we don't have 2,000, 3,000 joules per kilogram, we will still have to watch for at least some severe weather threat for these areas. So that's probably why they didn't issue a moderate risk this early, because of how much, how not that much cape here. So that's probably part of the reason why they didn't issue that quite yet. Our dew points here will definitely have enough moisture here, making it even all the way up to potentially Iowa. 55 is all you need in moisture, and we definitely have enough of that. You can definitely see those severe storms sweeping up that moisture there as it moves into Louisiana, Mississippi, around 65 and dew points. So definitely going to be enough moisture here for severe weather. So we will see definitely enough of that here. So basically, it's our instability that's the thing that's going to be stopping these storms, probably more than anything else. Here's our shear here, and we are seeing around 40, 50 knots for this area, so we will have enough for probably these storms to hold together and cause maybe a few tornadoes here. Then it moves off into areas of Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. We definitely will have enough shear here, so we will have to watch for tornadoes potentially here for Wednesday, so we will continue to watch this over the next few days. So we'll continue to watch this very, very closely down here in Louisiana, Mississippi. We'll have to get prepared now before these storms arrive, so be prepared down there in Louisiana, Mississippi. Okay, here is our breakdown again. Here, maybe you haven't seen this before. Basically, I put into 4 panels: reflectivity, instability, moisture, and shear, basically breaking down at least when these storms will start here. So we are going to see the storms try to develop in Texas and Oklahoma, so we will have to watch for those storms. But where those storms form, we do have instability getting close to 1,000, maybe areas seeing 1,000 joules per kilogram, but we're not seeing insane cape near 2,000, 3,000. So we may see these storms get severe, but they won't be a big tornado outbreak most likely, just because we won't see 2,000, 3,000 joules per kilogram. But we still could have severe weather, just probably not going to be a big severe weather outbreak or tornado outbreak with this not much instability here. So, but we will still have to watch this. Moisture is around 60, so we definitely have enough moisture for severe weather. Shear, we have shear for severe weather, around 40 knots here, maybe even near 80 knots for some areas close to. So, and we will have to watch for a few tornadoes tomorrow here. Just like I said, though, we won't have too much cape. Most of it will be a lot north of these storms here around the Kansas area. Okay, here's our breakdown for Wednesday here. And we see that line here. It looks like we'll have a line of storms. So if we do have a line of storms moving through, it probably will have less chance of tornadoes here. But we probably will still have some severe weather with tornadoes with this. We do have about 1,000 joules per kilogram, getting close to for most of these areas. And we do definitely have enough moisture. We have a lot more actually moisture than what we're going to have tomorrow. Then we will have shear around 40, getting up to 80 knots here, so we definitely will have enough for tornadoes going on here for these areas. So we will have to watch for tornadoes here and a possible outbreak going on here for Wednesday. So we will definitely have to watch this. We have to watch for any uptrending or anything for the next few days, because it still is 3 days out, so some of this could go up here. So we will be doing updates over the next few days over the severe weather threat. So stay tuned here. Please like, subscribe, share. It would help a lot here. I'll continue to inform you guys on this severe weather here. Okay, now we're going to get to the winter side of things here. So we can see that we're going to have quite a bit of snow going on up here from Nebraska all the way up to Canada here. So we are going to see quite a bit of snow going on, some heavy snow at times here when it first forms around probably tomorrow here. And then as we head into Thursday, we see another band of snow move through Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin here. We are seeing some of that. But first, we're going to have to get through our icy conditions with some freezing rain going on. That is a concern. We will have to watch for some ice here for areas of Minnesota and Wisconsin here. That will be a concern we will have to watch here because it's showing that we may have some ice in some of those areas. And if we do have that, that could lead to power outages, some of that stuff up there. So be prepared up there in Minnesota and Wisconsin for potentially some ice here. So just be prepared for that. We'll look at ice accumulations in just a little bit. Also see some very heavy snow, even a second band moves through for some areas, most of it being a lot more south than the other snow here. So we see the first band up here, moving through North, South Dakota, and Minnesota, and then our second band moves through, developing around Nebraska, Kansas, moving into Iowa, potentially Illinois and Wisconsin here, maybe some areas of southern Minnesota here, and then it moves off into Canada here, maybe getting some areas in Michigan. So we'll have to watch that. Here is our snow accumulations. We see quite a bit of snow up here, not maybe near a foot here for some areas, but not too much. Our biggest round, according to what this model is showing on the NAM, showing our biggest snow will be for areas of Iowa and Wisconsin here, near a foot, potentially near the border of Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin here is showing where we could have a foot of snow, so we will have to watch for some major snow amounts up here with that snow, even some major snow amounts close to Utah, Colorado, potentially Wyoming. So we will have that going on for these areas. So you guys could be getting snow. It shows even snow as far south as near Jefferson City, Missouri here. So we are even just probably west of Wichita here, Kansas. Maybe some snow maybe near 5 inches according to what this is showing. So very interesting. We'll continue to watch this over the next few days. So, and we see quite a bit of snow up here in Canada. So that's what's showing. So this is what I said was concerning here, our ice accumulations. We are going to see some high ice accumulations here up here in Minnesota and Wisconsin. It's showing potentially near 0.25, getting close to 0.5 of an inch of at least freezing rain accumulations here, meaning ice here we could see for areas of Minnesota and Wisconsin. So we will have to watch for ice on the beginning storm here. We won't see snow at first because that first round will be mainly from North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. But with that same round that's hitting North and South Dakota, you guys at the same time will be seeing freezing rain. Then the second round will bring our heavy snow for some of these areas. So you're going to have ice. Then into the next day, you'll start seeing some snow happen in some of these areas. So it may cover up some of that ice, depending on where you are. If you're probably in Minnesota, you may see a less threat of snow there, maybe more of an ice threat because it's going to be a little more probably southeast of you there. So, but still, if you're in this area, you want to get prepared now. Even in Michigan, we still see around 0.25, potentially of an inch of ice there. Freezing rain at least, so we will have to watch that. But our biggest accumulation of ice looks like to be in Canada here, and some areas maybe of northern Wisconsin, northeastern Wisconsin here. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, share. It helps a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Try my best on these videos here, so hopefully you guys enjoyed and wanted to give you guys the latest information on the severe weather, winter weather threat, and whatever else here. So I'm going to try to upload as much this week. I do have a lot of tests coming up this week, so I might not have too much time to upload. I'm going to try my best. I hope to have some streams out this week, but like I said, I'm going to have to study at times, so I will have to, if I do streams this week, I will have to take breaks or do a no talking stream. So I'm hoping to have some streams out hopefully this week. So, but thank you guys for watching. Like I said, please like, subscribe, share. It would help a lot. And see you guys in the next video here. So.